Hi, and welcome to episode 19 of the Codependent Knitters.
Wow, 19. That's
19.
awesome.
This is my friend Lisa.
Hi, and this is my friend Dawn.
Hi. We are in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada.
Yes.
If you're just joining us, thank you for joining us.
And if you've come back again, thanks for coming back.
Thanks for coming back.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for officially a year now.
I know I got that email I forwarded to you. It was a year. It's kind of...
Which is pretty amazing.
Oh.
And we're loving it. And we just... Thanks everyone who watches and joins all of our knit-alongs and everything else.
And we love the comments, and we love... Yeah, it's great to hear from people.
Mm-hmm.
That's always a fun part.
Yeah. We didn't do a big Podiversary episode celebration. It happened to kind of fall on a visit from the Fiber Friends. And so if you've watched the crossover episodes we did, we split it into part A and part B, and half is on each of our channels.
That was fun.
That was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
a lot of giggling.
If you haven't seen it, during that episode, Adrian dyed us another special colorway. And this was for our Podiversary.
Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
And it's our colors. I love the aqua turquoisey colors. Lisa loves grays. It's got some speckles.
I will say, though, that the aqua is kind of growing on me. I do like that color. I think they're together.
It goes great with gray.
It's kind of like us.
It does. So she called this Worth the Drive.
So while you're talking about that, should I show it the way I have it right now?
Yeah.
Okay,
this
so
is it in the skein.
I've started a project with it, and this is it. Kind of looks like a... Anyways, I'm not saying it, Adrian, but that's what it looks like, kind of...
Caked up.
Caked up. And...
Beautiful. And she's knitting with it.
That's what it looks like, you know?
Lovely. It's
awesome?
almost... Yeah.
I love it.
So love it. What are you knitting?
I'm actually knitting, you know how I love the sock head hot just for having in my purse? She actually designed a cowl.
So the sock head cowl?
The sock head cowl by Kelly McClure of Boho Knits. And I love it. It's easy peasy. Instructions are straightforward. But it's kind of a... So I don't want to say thoughtless knit, but it's just one of those...
Mindless. Like you don't have to...
Yeah.
You don't need to... You can do it where you're having conversation.
Or you're podcasting.
Or or watching kids play sports. Because you don't have to look at a pattern.
Right? Well, it's funny because I went to watch my daughter the girl child play soccer, and that's what I did, just sat there.
Yeah. This kind of project, socks, or this kind of project is perfect.
I always have to have one of those projects on the go because I do so much.
You've just weighed this before we start.
I did.
And you're just about halfway through a skein.
No, it's 55 grams, so...
Left.
Yeah.
So you're just about halfway. Yeah. And are you supposed to use the whole skein?
From the instructions, I believe so. You were supposed to do the ribbing, then you measure how much it weighed, and then off you go.
Oh, so that you know how much when to start the rest of your ribbing.
Yeah.
So this will really pool around your neck.
I didn't do that, so I'm just going to go until I want to stop.
You'll have an idea.
Yeah. It's nice the way, and it's really neat the way it's almost striping. Well, it's striping, but...
And it's almost big enough to be a tube top.
Yes, did you want to see that?
Yeah.
Okay, ready? This is kind of an inside joke because really I shouldn't be wearing a tube top.
Very nice.
So yeah.
We had a funny conversation.
That was for the Fiber Friends.
Yeah, we had a conversation the other day about tube tops. Not something I can wear. Although they'd probably stay up, but it would just, would not be nice. Okay, and how are you carrying this lovely
isn't that awesome? I am using my, it's by Evertote, and it's actually the On The Go bag.
I think that is the medium.
Yeah, it's not the small.
Because I have a small one.
And I have a large, so this is the medium. And it's awesome because it's kerplunk.
And you can keep it around your wrist.
And you can sit and you can... knit.
So perfect for socks, hats.
It is.
Small projects.
Now, the one thing about this is I do not have it doesn't have a zipper.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's not cat-proof.
Bad cat, crazy cat, curious cat. What I do is I put the stuff in it and I hang it on the cupboards.
Oh, good idea.
And he can't get into it, so it's okay. And it's not bad because it's one of those things where if I'm on the phone, I just pick it up and knit and put it back. So.
Nice.
Yes.
Love it.
I see I love it. It's awesome.
Oh, so that the whole point of that was about our yarn that Adrian
Yes.
dyed for us. I haven't decided what to do with mine, but I think Adrian mentioned she'd love to see how it knits up in a sock, and I think it would be really cute summer socks.
Oh, they'd be beautiful.
Yeah. So I just have 2 other socks on the go right now, and then I'd like to finish those.
Chop, chop, girlfriend.
And I will start this summer, and so we'll see it
Yeah,
in a sock.
that'd be
and
cool.
because of the length of, especially the turquoise.
I'm wondering because on mine,
I don't know.
mine this is 160 something stitches. I don't remember exactly, but I'm getting the turquoise, then a white and gray stripe, and then the turquoise stripe. So it looks kind of neat. I think it might be it might get 2 stripes in that one.
I don't know, because maybe twice around a sock. Mm-hmm. My only concern is if it starts to pool or spiral, because you know that drives me crazy. So then I might have to mess with it, because I don't love that. But there's lots of speckle sections, like it's just these. So we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting.
Very cool.
Yeah. And she gave us one for a
yay.
giveaway. It's all wrapped up, but it's exactly the same. So that will be a giveaway for one of our knit-alongs. We haven't decided which one yet. But speaking of knit-alongs, we have 3 on the go.
Oh, we do. We have the you can't wear this.
Stuff you can't wear.
Stuff you can't wear.
Someone else had one called You Can't Wear This.
Okay, sorry.
I think it was the girls in the yarn cafe had that.
Okay.
I know, I kept saying that too. It's stuff you can't wear.
And I had stuff last time.
Yeah.
I did all those face cloths.
We've been doing dishcloths, face cloths. I did that crochet bowl.
That's what set us all off.
Yeah, I wanted to get. I have big chunky Madeline Tosh home yarn.
Oh yeah,
enough to make like a throw lap blanket type
nice.
blanket, and I wanted to get that done, but I don't think I'll get it done. Maybe before the end of June. I have so much else I need to finish.
I
know,
we'll
right?
see. And you get distracted by projects.
Oh yeah.
We'll talk about that one
Yeah.
later.
So stuff you can't wear, anything that's not a garment.
Yeah.
And we have lots of entries. It's amazing.
We do. It's kind of nice to see.
Thanks everyone for putting in all your finished projects.
What else do we have? Oh, we have the fade?
Be a fade.
Be a fade.
Be very a fade.
Yeah.
So that's anything faded. And it doesn't have to be an official fade pattern. It can be anything that you decided to fade.
Yeah.
And
we doing gradients as well in there?
Well, gradients are kind of like a fade.
I thought so.
They're just already done for you, right?
Perfect.
We're pretty relaxed. And again, lots of entries, and that goes till August 31st.
I cannot wait to start mine.
Well, there's so many. Okay, so Hohi had patterns, and she's got another one she's working on.
Yes, she
it's
does.
also a fade. So we're going to run that till the end of August and give people lots of time because there's so many projects you can work on. And also being summer, it's, sometimes it's too hot to knit outside, and you tend to put projects down, but there's lots of ideas for that.
Okay.
And then we also have our Love Local.
Yes, Love Local again.
So that goes
that's
till
my favorite. I like that one.
Me too. That goes till July 31st.
You know what? We should maybe use Adrian's stuff for Love
Adrian's
Local.
yarn. Well, we also have the yarn from Heaven is Handmade. They donated actually from also a local indie dyer.
Yes,
so we
they
have
did.
that
Okay.
prize. So we'll see what all we have for prizes.
Okay.
But this
Perfect.
Adrian's yarn will be perfect because she's a small dyer, like an indie dyer.
She'd be pretty good for the BFA.
Yeah, and the Love Local is just
Any small shop, any independent
business, like
business,
the majority of your materials coming from that. So not the big box, department and craft stores. We just want to, definitely
Indie
support the small
dyers,
businesses.
Etsy, your
Etsy shop
local yarn
owners.
shop.
Online shops are fine as long as they're not the big like knit picks, but like the smaller, because a lot of small dyers have their own. They're not on
They
Etsy.
do. They have their own.
And you get an extra entry if the pattern is independently published by a designer. Yeah.
Okay. So that one's good.
The parameters are all on the
I can't wait.
threads.
I cannot wait. I think I have mine with me. I'm dying to try it.
What?
Might be a fade.
We'll go get it right now. We'll pause.
I don't know if I do.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is I want to use the...
Come closer, honey.
Oh, sorry, baby. I am going to use the fade kit or the gradient kit. I don't know what to call it. That Adrian made me with the speckles. And I'm going to do Rain Washed by Vera Valmaki.
Okay.
I'm
you'll be
dying
starting
to
that
start that.
soon?
Now that I am done this, I just have
Awesome.
that much left on 2 sets of sleeves,
Awesome.
and it's that all the way.
Speaking of independent business owners and small makers, this is my cherished mug from Remembrances Pottery,
I know.
which
That's
I got
so cute.
almost a year ago when she was at the Kitchener show. No, Woodstock.
You got
She
a
was at
Woodstock, so that'll be October.
Yeah.
It's so
So-
cute.
It's not coffee because I finished my coffee a long time ago, and it was so cold.
What is it?
It's just water.
Oh.
Flavored water. That's all.
Nice. Very cool.
Wet my whistle. And I had another thought. Oh, speaking of patterns, I just want to quickly thank everyone who has bought my Agent 99
I looked
cowl.
at a couple of those. They're pretty cool.
I'm starting to see some finished projects.
That must be giving
really
you like
nice.
such a sense of.
It is, and I love
Yay.
like one person did stripes, so I just
saw
added
that one. That was cool.
I added her photo to the pattern
That
page
was
because it's
cool.
really nice.
Yeah.
So I'm loving it, and if you're working on it, I did make a thread in our Ravelry group for posting your FOs.
Mm-hmm. You know what
So
else is?
we'd love to see it.
You should make a hashtag on
I did.
Instagram. Did
Yeah.
you? Okay.
I mean, agent
because that'd be
hashtag.
kind of cool.
What did it was? Hashtag Agent 99 cowl.
Okay.
So if you post it on Instagram, please hashtag it so we can.
Yeah, so we can check
find
it out
it.
because
Yeah.
sometimes that's kind of neat to see.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never published a pattern, but I think it's kind of neat when you look at what people do with other designers'
Totally.
pattern, but it must kind of be a little bit different when it's your pattern. So yeah, that's kind of
Well,
cool.
and then the person that did the stripes, and I totally didn't write down her name, so I'm sorry. Liz. She said, "Oh, if you do a hat pattern, I'd love it." And I'm like, "Well,
awesome.
it would be pretty easy to figure out if you've, to just."
Yeah.
But that's a thought. So I might work on
That'd be
that
really
over the
cool.
summer.
Some people, you know what? Some people are not
Don't know how to
not inclined that way, and some people just don't want to.
right.
Right? Like
It's
that's
just
the other
easier
half
to
of it. They
follow a
just,
pattern.
yeah.
And so that's something I'll just consider doing in the next few months. Yeah.
Okay, that's
It would
awesome.
be probably fairly easy. I just have to.
Math.
If I do sizing, that's the only thing. Is just get the math right and write it up. So and do a couple of tests, of course.
Very cool.
This is we didn't say this is probably going to be a shorter than usual episode, and I'm sure you're all happy about that. I know it just because we've been busy doing a billion other things. So
It is Liz.
yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, Liz from BC.
Yeah.
Finished objects. You have a monumental finished object.
Yay! Okay, so I started this for my mother, and I'm finally finished. Yay! Haha, Mom, you can have it this weekend.
Boxy.
It's a boxy, and you know what? It's one of those things where
Come down.
I know. Hi.
We're blocking out the light. So this is
It's
the
a lot of
boxy.
knitting.
This is the fingering weight boxy.
Yes, it's a fingering weight boxy. It's a lot of knitting, but when you have one, it's a lot of wearing.
Yeah.
You wear it
It's
a
very
lot, so.
it's meant to be big and boxy.
Yeah.
And very drapey.
Yeah.
And if you
I think there's huge ease. She describes
yeah.
how much the ease is, and I did the math, and that's the size my mom should have.
Yeah.
But it's it looks really cute on though.
So make it according to the pattern measure or to
Yeah.
pattern specifications, because if you try to make it more narrow,
Then you miss the whole design.
it's not
of
gonna
it.
it's not gonna drape right, and it's just not gonna look as it's intended. Oh, good job. Love it.
Yeah, so it's kind
That's
of
like a very comfy weekend
I'm gonna stand up.
wear all over the place sweater.
So yeah, it's kind of.
Let me move out of the way. I love it, Lisa.
So yeah, it's nice, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's Mom's. I wear it though.
Did we say that's Boxy by Joji Locatelli?
Yeah, and this is the second one now. Mine is a little bit shorter. I think that if I were to do it again,
You do it longer?
I would make it longer. I mean, my mom wanted it longer because she has acid.
I would too, because it's so flowy
Yeah.
and loose. It would be awesome as a tunic length too.
Yeah, that's pretty much what
I mean, a lot more yarn because it
my
does
mom
use.
is a little bit.
Your mom's shorter
than me.
Lisa.
So it's probably more tunic weight on her.
And you knit this in
I knit it in Regia.
Regia sock yarn.
Yeah, because it's kind of a workhorse. It's easier to clean.
Yeah.
It's easier to take care of.
Awesome.
It's what I have.
So you can do
It's
this.
gray.
It's a lot of yarn, but you can do it at an affordable price point. Just use any fingering sock yarn.
So,
It's actually really nice. It's not. Well, and I put it against my skin.
it's only been soaked. Well,
Yeah.
It's just
And
been
you know
spray
me, I'm
soaked.
a
No,
little
it's spray soaked. It hasn't
spray
been-
soaked?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like.
Yeah.
I have delicate.
Bit of a diva.
I'm a little delicate flower. Not a diva. I try.
I know what I want and I want it now.
I love the feel of it in my hands, but then it's
Yeah.
when I get it up, especially around my neck. So for a sweater, if I wore a t-shirt, but it's just when stuff is around my neck.
Yeah, that's totally
It's not an allergy. It's just a sensitivity, a preference.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's put it this way. If she was freezing cold out and that's all she
I'd
had,
wear it.
she'd wear it.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's
Nice.
I'm glad that's
have
done.
an FO.
I want to talk about that. I want to tell them about that, okay?
Okay. Do you want me to show it first? You're going to lead up to it.
Yeah. So we went to Knit Stitch knit night, and there's all this commotion. Dawn and I weren't sitting together, and there's all this commotion. And I look over, and Dawn's up to something. The best way to describe it is she's up to something. She is so set on something, and when Dawn gets set on something, it's like a freight train. She's got to do it. So I look over, and she's got yarn. She's running for needles and this, that, and the other thing. I look over, and she started this shawl, and it's beautiful. It's gorgeous, gorgeous. She started it right there, and I don't think you worked on anything else since this. Okay.
Well, I've done a little bit of other stuff, but mostly this.
No, because there's a couple of like you had to think in a couple of those. Yeah. But yeah, it's done, and it's beautiful. It's
hipster
shawl.
I don't know which is the right. This is the right side. Okay. Not that it really matters because it's garter, but.
I like it because that makes it reversible. Okay,
so this is Hipster by Joji Locatelli. It's been around for a few months, and okay, the only thing is I did block this, but it's coming back a bit, so I might just reblock this top so it's flatter because it is quite a hump when you start, as all garter tab shawls do, and usually when you block them out, I just didn't block it aggressively enough to really flatten it. But if you pull it,
put a rod through, you
can see. I did, yeah, I did definitely. If you knit this, block it with wires. To get this nice and flattened out, and it's just so easy. I actually took pictures of the blocking and all close. And I did a before and after of this part when it was blocked. So
it's beautiful.
It is mostly garter. There is some. Oh, hang on. We can't see the air holes there. You can see kind of like a chevron flying bees kind of pattern.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's reversible. This stitch involves drop stitches and looks really fascinating. It's actually quite easy.
She describes it really well.
I think the pattern, I had no problem with it. And if you do, there's pattern support on her Ravelry group. There's
She's
a thread.
usually pretty good at that.
Yeah, and there's also videos on how to do I think it's called the Indian cross stitch.
Now, I would like to talk about the yarn because the yarn is gorgeous in this. You don't get as many. There's very subtle tone changes and gradients, and then there's like dark sections like this.
Love it.
It's beautiful. It's very dimensional. I love it.
Hang on one second. I have what's left. I'll go get it. You can't really see the tones in the skein, actually. It really comes out in the knitting. Well, you could in the skein, not in the cake.
But not in the cake so much. But you can see it when you're...
So this is Yarnbird Studios.
Yarnbird Studio. I have to take this one home.
Yarnbird Studio. And that's done by Suzanne at Knit Stitch in London.
Yeah.
And right now she's mostly dyeing one-of-a-kinds. So before we went to knit night...
It's a learning process, too.
Well, and why not?
She's doing a great job.
Before we went to Knit Stitch, when I first saw this pattern, I thought, okay, that's not for me. I do not like fringe, like almost ever. And then I started seeing people finishing them. And our friend Noelle was knitting one.
That was, I think you saw Noelle's. And
I just thought, okay, I think I want to make this. So,
but it was funny because it was just like everyone's sitting and you're like, oh my gosh. And then you're grabbing yarn and
I was very lucky that her yarn being one of a kind, first of all, that she had, I wanted to do it in worsted. I think the pattern says DK or worsted. She had worsted in stock, and she actually had 4 skeins because most of her colors she didn't have like a lot of skeins. And I was just so lucky that a color that I totally loved and there was enough.
It's gray.
So I bought 3 skeins. I went into, definitely you're going to go into a 3rd skein and probably use a decent amount of it. And I had enough for fringe, and I didn't weigh it, but maybe 20-25% of the ball left. I'll put it in my project page. I haven't made the project page yet. And it's a superwash merino. The fringe
amazing.
I love.
Beautiful.
Which
just surprised me because you're not a fringe girl.
I'm not, and I love this.
Yeah.
I finished it and I kind of put it on without, and I thought,
nice.
No, it has to have the fringe.
It was really pretty. I did, however, like the little accessory you left on when you wore it the other day.
I wore it out. Well, I took it to show her for lunch, and it was freezing in the restaurant, so I actually wore it, and I still had a stitch marker for my right side on it, so I know which side to tie the fringe on. 27. So just over a quarter, which is pretty
But
good.
yeah, so yeah,
I love it. I've said before,
it's beautiful.
Drop everything you're doing and cast one of these on, because it's a quick knit and it's amazing and I love it. And I was thinking, I'd make another one, but then I thought, no, I don't want to make two
I think
exactly
that,
the same, because they're
it's too unique.
They'd be too similar.
Yeah, whereas if you do the same shawl that has colors in it,
it would look
use
different
colors, then no one would know. But this, it's kind of like, don't you have one in?
But there is, I don't remember the name of it. There is another shawl I actually saved quite a while ago, and I can't remember the name, and it had fringe, and I liked it.
Maybe you have,
which is weird.
A fringe thing going on.
It's weird. I'm changing. So
and it's gray. Usually that's me.
Oh, and the needle story. So I didn't know I would even find yarn for this thing, right? So we went to Knit Stitch for knit night in a completely different city, and I had no needles because I had taken socks.
Actually, you know what? Still, the funny thing is when you told me I had to drive.
Well, and I thought, okay, I want to cast this on right now, and I did do a gauge swatch because I wanted to make sure, because I know I knit loose, and my normal tendency is I go down a little bit in needle size, but this is meant to be big and loose. So I did a few rows just to check the fabric.
And it was kind of nice because Noelle was there.
Noelle was there with hers,
right?
Yeah, and this being superwash, I know it'll block out a little more. So I ended up buying needles, and it's a 4.5 millimeter, and all Suzanne had, because I wanted Knitter's Pride to go with my existing. Right? Well, and I already have an interchangeable set.
Yeah.
So she had 4.5 cubics, and I absolutely love the cubic double points. I use them for socks.
Yep.
They're probably my favorite double point.
I gave you a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, she gave some to me. Love them. So I've never used them in like such a big size, and they were a little different at first, just because there's like square edges. It kind of felt.
It feels different.
It was different. It wasn't. It was maybe a tiny bit slower, but no, it wasn't bad. I didn't.
But then the thing is it slower because you're noticing something that you wouldn't normally notice? Maybe, right?
Yeah.
Like that's.
But I mean, I had no problem knitting with it, and I think the cubics gave me a slightly bigger gauge as well, which is good because I went down from a 5 to a 4.5, but it probably knits up like a 5 on a round would for me.
Okay.
And it was, I love it. So these, I have no problem with these, and I'll use them again. I just had to buy them, so I had to start the shawl that night.
See, I found now the ones that I used were not adjustable. When I tried them, and I ended up. I guess I twist them when I'm knitting. I twist, and it wouldn't twist out because they don't twist in your fingers, right? Because they're cute, because you're holding a straight edge.
Yeah.
And the round ones just probably do it normally. I ended up with them all twisted. Like the thing I was making was all twisted. So you had to, so I twist it. So it's kind of.
Yeah. So that was so much fun.
That's cool.
This is probably. I love a lot of my knitting, but this
smell like me.
Oh, that's okay. You smell good.
Okay.
I love a lot of my knitting, but this right now is my favorite.
This is pretty nice.
I love it.
I might have to make one because it looks pretty awesome.
And it's warming up again, but it was actually, if I'd have finished it on the weekend, I could have worn it the last 2 days because it was cooler. Yesterday. Yeah, I did wear it actually in the restaurant.
So.
Okay, so that's one FO. I do have another one. I knit up another Olive and Jack hat.
I like that hat. It is so cute.
I can't find. Okay, so the last one I did, I used a pom-pom, and I have pom-poms that have a little elastic loop. So
it's a good thing I never feel the heat, eh?
Yeah. So what I did is I sewed a button, like what's the kind? I forget the name of the word for the button. But the kind that sticks up with just the
shank.
Yeah. And I sewed that on the inside. So you just slip this elastic through the hole at the top where you tied it up. And then you can remove this because faux fur pom-poms don't go through the laundry.
Can I take this off here?
Yeah. So this, I was initially going to do this. Shrink down a bit. It's hard to see. Can I take this off?
Sure. Okay. I just thought they'd like to see it with
because it's kind of a creamy white and it goes well. But I also have, it's kind of small though. So this pom-pom's a bit bigger because when you put it on your head and it stretches out, a bigger pom-pom's going to be better. But this one I think is, it looks okay, but I think it's too blue.
Let's see it.
It's a gift for someone, and I think it's just too blue.
Okay, so hold on.
Too dark. And I don't want the pastel blue ones. I think I want a creamy white with a bit of gray.
Okay, so
it just looks too small. Well, yeah, it looks a little small. But this one's a tiny bit bigger. Right? So I just need to find a bigger one.
In the white.
In a whitish gray color.
Okay.
Yeah. So
no, you need a bigger one.
I knit this. Okay, this is Mano Still Uruguay Serpentina, which is the same yarn I did my last Olive and Jack hat out of. The pattern doesn't call for this heavy of a weight of yarn. This is the tag, and the color is Edith. So I actually I made I forget which size it is. You cast on 96 stitches. You need a multiple of 8, I believe. So I cast on 96 stitches for this, and it's just fine. I would say it's an adult medium. So I just had to double check the sizing because I was using a heavier yarn, and I knit this on a 4.5 millimeter.
Now,
so this is a 4.5 millimeter too, my cubics, but this is my 4.5.
Now, just for a reminder, what she knits it on could be totally different than what you do. You have to check your gauge. Yeah. Unless you've been knitting long enough. But people keep asking us. Yeah. So we're trying to remember to say what needle size, so you know. But yeah, what I knit on, I'm a loose knitter, may not work for you. So like a prime example is you and I knit tight. Yeah. And yeah.
So I include it for people who want to know. But by no means does that mean you'll get the same result if you use the same needle as me, because we may be very different knitters. So I just love this pattern. So it's Olive and Jack. Oh, I didn't look up who it's by. I'll put it on the screen because I can't remember. But it's a really fun knit, and it's got the cables actually alternate. So they twist the same way, but you don't twist like one row and then the next one twists. They're like offset. Okay. So it's kind of fun. Yeah. Nice. Lots of fun.
I like it. I might have to.
I do too. Super thick and warm. And this Serpentina, I love Manos yarns. It's nice and soft. It's 100% wool. It feels like a superwash.
It's actually really nice.
It's really soft.
It doesn't have that rustic thing
and it's not a twist. It's like a single ply, and it's kind of got a thick and thin going on.
What do you call that? It's like a roving,
almost, but it doesn't pull apart like roving. Okay, it's pretty stable, but it's got grays and blues, and it's so pretty. But yeah, you can see here like some thicker pieces and some thinner pieces.
No, it's nice. It's beautiful.
I love this yarn.
I have one of those in the black and the gray. I might make that.
Yeah, and I got this colorway at Knit Stitch because it's a gift for someone, and I know that these colors will work. But Heaven is Handmade also carries Serpentina. They just didn't have the blue one.
That's where you got the last color.
That's where I got the last one.
Mine. Yeah, so that's good.
Yeah, so that's that. I have one more. One's a new sock finished. It's a half finished project.
You go. We used the word half.
It's half. It's a shorty sock. So I just did a really short, like I think it's about 10 rows of twisted rib, one by one. Nice. And then I did an afterthought heel, so I knit down. And I probably started the heel on this one about an inch after the cuff.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yep. That's a good.
And so this yarn is Long Dog Yarns.
I think I have that exact same color.
You know, Long Dog Yarn. And the colorway is Bermuda Shorts. So that's her label.
I think I have that one.
Long Dog Yarn. And I think she used to be in Canada and now lives in California. She has a podcast, which I have watched. It's her Bounce sock base, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. Nice. Yep. I love this color. Like, look at the...
I like the pinks and the yellows.
It's got pinks and purples
and the green.
So I went with a coordinate or a contrasting heel and toe, and this is actually a mini cake of Yarnbird Studio that I got at Knit Stitch way back in the winter. She had a bunch of, they were already caked, so I didn't have to even wind it, but they were just went perfectly. So that's that. So that's, and I've already started the cuff. I've got the cuff done on the second sock.
Good job.
They're so fast. And I think I mentioned on our crossover episode. Okay. On our episode 18, I thought I had finally found a perfect sock recipe for my heel, where I did 17. No,
you did
7 rows of stocking stitch before the decreases. And then I just didn't go to as many decreases, but it is a little loose. So on this one, I went back to my 5 and it's just
stick
perfect.
with the 5.
So if you were watching that and thought, oh, I'm going to try that. I mean, if you have really big feet and you find it fits, but with these, I hadn't done the toe yet. So when I got close to where I thought I'd be done, I just slipped the sock on and tried on and see if the needles come together.
Mm-hmm. Good call.
Yep, to fit. And so now that I've done a couple and I've done them different ways, I'm actually going to redo the heel on those 2 socks that I did 7, because it is a little bit loose, and
you like them tight.
I like that. Well, you want your sock to fit, and you'll, because it's right on your heel, right? So I think I will. I'll try them on again, but I think I will redo it.
Perfect.
It'll take no time because it's just a heel, and that's the beautiful thing about an afterthought heel. If you get a hole in it, you can tear it out and redo it. Just the heel. My sock is done. 1 sock is done.
1 sock.
Now we are on to works in progress.
I have a socket.
You have a socket hat, which we are
working on right now. I have.
Are you getting hot in that?
No, actually, I'm not.
I love it. It looks really good on you.
Thank you.
You have to make
Hold
one.
my hand. Okay. I'm working on this. I've been working on this. I don't know why I put it away. As I mentioned before, I have no idea. But I bought it. It's linen quill from Pearl Soho in the marled color. But I'm almost done. Yay.
And what pattern is it? It's a sweater,
it's
by the way.
Uncomplicated.
Right.
By Alicia Plummer. So I know it's hard to see because my...
Was this a top down?
Yeah.
I know you always do top down.
Yeah, it was top down. And
it's hard to tell right now, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, so
you can tell by the sleeves.
So there's the sleeves.
I like this neck.
Yeah, it's kind of like a loose V-neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the drape on this.
Isn't that pretty?
Okay, what's the fiber content in this? Did you say?
I forget what it is, but it's
You
linen quill by Soho. No, because I only have 2 balls left.
Pearl Soho?
Pearl Soho.
So there's linen in it.
It's linen, alpaca, and merino.
Probably.
Yes.
You're getting almost done there, girl.
I know. I'm more
Awesome.
than half down the sleeve.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
This is nice.
Yeah. And it feels good. You can rub it up against.
And the linen will soften when you wash it too. This is really nice. I love it.
I would use this yarn again and again and again because
it's nice.
And it wasn't bad for.
It kind of reminds me of Roslyn, Cascade Roslyn, but I like this better. The feel of it.
Yeah, it's linen instead of silk, right?
Yeah.
So, and there's alpaca in this, but yeah, it's
nice. Can't go wrong with a little bit of alpaca.
Yeah, so it's kind of. It's getting there.
And
it's funny because I took it out and I'm like, why would I put this away and forget about it?
Why did you put it away?
I don't know. I think other things on the go. I had Christmas presents to start. So this is just, this is what I have left.
We didn't show. Oh, because you're doing 2 at a time sleeves. So.
Yeah. So that's what I have left.
That's a really nice
just
marl.
the collar. Yeah, it's pretty.
You'll have some left over.
Yes, I will.
You could do a little hat.
Maybe.
You could.
I will probably have enough to do a hat, yeah.
Yeah. Between the 2, you can weigh it.
So it'll be all good.
Nice.
But it wasn't, like I said, that wasn't a bad price point, and I'm really happy with it.
Yeah.
So let's see what it looks like when it blocks up.
Okay.
So,
in other finished on, well, it's a whip because it's not finished, but it's almost finished, and I will finish it very soon because yeah. So I had a request from someone. It was on a Facebook group that I am a member of, asking if someone could knit another one of this Christmas stocking. Okay. So this is one that she'd had for years in her family.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And there's another family member that wants a matching stocking. So this is an old Mary Maxon pattern. And I knew that because 2 years ago, I did a very similar stocking for another friend who had...
Wasn't that one snowman?
It was, yeah. But same, I mean, it's basically the same pattern, but it had a big Intarsia snowman face, like Frosty the Snowman face. And I had found that Mary Maxon pattern, and it was I think it was a set that came with different charts for different designs.
Oh yeah, okay.
Other than this one has stripes, so very similar. So I said, sure, I can do that for you. So it's an order I've had, and I've been taking way too long to do it.
Don't you love when you say, sure, I can do that, and all these people start, I want one.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, I didn't want to do a whole bunch. I just thought, yeah, I would do that because it's, and same with the one I did before. It was. Grandmother had made them for all the grandkids.
For the whole family.
Grandmother isn't here anymore, and they had another grandkid that didn't have a stocking. So, and it was a good friend. So, absolutely. So this is. I just have to tuck in ends and sew the seam. the name is Duplicate Stitch.
He's a lucky fellow, that
This is the first
Jeff.
time. Well, okay, so let me talk about Duplicate Stitch.
Okay.
Duplicate Stitch, it's the first time I actually did Duplicate Stitch.
Yep.
But there's a way to do it so that the stitches look nice. There's like a direction to go in, I guess.
Yeah.
So I just looked it up on YouTube and made sure I did it nicely, because the first time I tried, I was like, eh. So much nicer. And it's on both sides. Okay, so the stocking is...
Do that face again.
Then this is stranded color work.
Okay.
This section is intarsia, because
Okay.
there's quite a big, if you were to open it like this, right? These are close together.
Okay.
And I did twist them so that I wouldn't have really long runs.
Mm-hmm.
But this section is intarsia, so I haven't done intarsia for years, so that was fun.
And you have to mention that those are actually, they're sewed up, right? They're sewn up.
This pattern is done. I could have done it in the round, but no, intarsia is not. It's not fun. You kind of can't, because you need two for each one, because you need one for each side, coming from different directions. Because with intarsia you go back and forth, but when you're doing it in the round, your yarn would be on the other side of the design.
See, it's one of those things where I probably would have added maybe
you could have stranded it
or something.
You could have stranded it.
Yeah, but I would
all the
have,
way around.
Yeah, I would have probably ended
Yeah, so
like
you could
rice
do it
or
around.
something on the outside.
Yeah.
But yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it is sewn up. So that's the part that's not done. I just have some more ends to weave in inside. And then this is also intarsia down here. And then I just did a regular heel flap and gusset. I actually joined here because the instructions, I think, still had it split. And like trying to do a heel flap I was like, no. So I just joined in the round right here and then did the rest of it like a basic sock.
Perfect.
So
now, I would like
I have to sew up the edges.
I just find it amazing, different things. Like these stitches look a bit different than those, just because they were
Different
done
technique.
differently, right?
Well, and yeah.
And it's not bad.
No.
They both look beautiful. It's just,
Well, and it's acrylic, so
Yeah.
it's not like I can soak it and kind of even out the tension. It's likely not going to matter much.
It'll
But
even out a bit.
Also with this, right?
Yeah.
So,
I'm just
This
saying,
was
it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
It's not good
well,
or bad.
because it's a different
just,
technique. And which is, exactly. Knitting, your gauge is different when you knit in the round versus when you knit straight. And, intarsia is kind of interesting. So,
Yeah.
So this was a Mary Maxim pattern. I don't know the name of the pattern, but I know it's not in print anymore. I actually found someone. I didn't have the snowflake chart, and I could have just counted stitches and figured it out from this, but that would have taken a little more time. So I found a person who had done this stocking in the projects in Ravelry.
Oh, yeah.
And I just messaged and said, do you still have, I just need the chart. Like I have a similar pattern. I just need the chart for the snowflakes, and it's out of print. And so she did send me just the chart page.
Oh, good.
If it was in print, I would have bought it. Like their patterns are only a couple dollars for these. And I did buy the frosty one that I had made.
Okay.
But yeah, I couldn't get the snowflake chart. And I did this one in a Red Heart Super Saver. This was the only nice Christmassy green, because I started it after Christmas. And they're just...
I remember that. That's why I'm laughing.
I had to go all over the place to try and find like an acrylic
That's Christmassy.
that was Christmassy and about the right weight as the original stocking, which was probably a Mary Maxim yarn. So anyways, it's in the Red Heart Super Saver. It was fun, and I'm glad it's almost done, and I will finally get this to her and not be
Jeff's the
knitting.
lucky fella.
Yeah, lucky Jeff. So, you know what? There's probably people all over the place that have these Mary Maxim Christmas stockings.
I know, right?
Yeah. And what do you do when, like if you had them, like grandma made them or your mother made them and no one's knitting them anymore. So that was fun.
What else am I going to talk about?
I have one. Oh, I do. Okay, so next up, now that I've finished my hipster shawl,
Okay.
I'm going to keep working on my Free Your Fade. And I can't remember the last time I showed it, if I had this much done. So my first color, let's get this open here. Tell me I'm not in the middle of a row. I'm not. Good.
I love it.
My first color was called Bare Ass by Whimsical Wood Yarn.
Okay.
Whimsical Wood Yarn Company. And it is a cream with, there's some taupey brown, I'm way off camera, and rose,
Pink.
pinky rose.
It is
there.
Off it.
And I apologize. Our last episode, I was like showing stuff way. It's just because I'm here, I
Cover
show it
my
in front
face,
of me.
baby.
Yeah, I know. And the camera's over there. So yeah, so it's really pretty. And then I faded into Old Oak Yarns, My Neighbor's Garden.
Mm-hmm. And
I love it. Transitioned pretty nicely.
Hold it up.
Maybe I'll hold it this way.
Yeah.
And then it's going to fade into Vintage Vineyard, also by Old Oak Yarns. So I think last time I showed it, I can't remember if I had already faded in or I was close to. So yeah, I'm getting back on this and I'm going to get this done right away. Look at the colors. This is it caked. We have to come closer. Okay. So it's the same dyer. So it's the same kind of tones of greens and a little bit darker, but I think it's going to fade beautifully. Like, look. Right?
I think it's going to be awesome.
Because there's greens. It's hard to see, but there are. We're sucking at this.
I'm falling apart.
There's lots of green in here. It's just, it doesn't pick up as well on the camera. Right there.
Yeah, so there you go.
Nice.
I think it'll be pretty.
I do
beautiful.
too. I can't wait, and I can't wait to wear it.
Speaking of Old Oak Yarns.
So now I'm going to go back on this. This is coming with us this weekend. I'm going to bring this to work on.
Speaking of Old Oak Yarns, we went there labeling. We got a preview of what's going to come.
A week ago, we went to London to... We had been bugging Adrian.
A week ago?
Yeah, it was only a week ago.
Wow.
We were bugging Adrian a few weeks ago, actually when they were here for a crossover.
Yeah.
We were bugging her about mini skeins and telling her to do some mini skeins. And
just because sometimes, you know what, if you get a mini, it's nice to... It's like a test drive, right?
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
So, and she said, well, if you're going to come help me wind them. And we said, okay, we will. So then she took us up on the offer.
And we got to label and see everything.
Yeah, we got to go and help her with all labeling.
Just wait.
Yeah, she's getting ready for Kawartha Yarn and Fiber Festival.
That's this weekend.
Yep. So by the time you see this...
And today's Thursday, by the way.
Yeah, today's Thursday for us. But we're probably going to include some pictures and stuff from our trip to Kawartha.
Yes.
So this will come out after the festival. I couldn't resist picking up 2 of Adrian's minis while I was there. And they don't have names. They're just, it's her hardwood sock base. Mm-hmm. Because this, I'm going to have enough yarn to make another pair of minis. This would be an awesome heel and toe.
That's awesome. That'll look awesome.
Right? With this guy.
Be speckle.
And then this was just tube. It's got blue and yellow and...
That was... She has a full skeins of something similar to that with green.
Yeah, it's got some... There's a bit of green in here. It's just hard to see. Mm-hmm. Like right there.
But look at the wonderful labeling job Dawn did.
Look at that. Highly, highly technical.
Well trained.
Precision labeling. There you go. So, what she doesn't sell at the festival will go into her Etsy shop sometime next week. Yeah. So you can follow her on Instagram, favorite her Etsy shop, and check it out. And we can attest she's got beautiful yarn. And I don't know if she's got some of these. She might have My Neighbor's Garden.
I didn't see that.
I can't remember if she had some of that done up. She has a lot of her tonals done up. She's going to have MCN base. So, yeah. Hopefully you see her at the festival.
I can't wait.
And if not, check out her Etsy shop.
Yeah.
So we got those, or I got those 2 minis while we were there.
I'm pretty excited to go to Kawartha.
I am too.
It's a new one, right?
It's a new festival. And it's a weekend away for us because it's a bit of a drive. So we're gonna be overnighting.
Yeah.
And there are some new vendors there that I hadn't even heard of. So when I was looking through the vendor list, I was checking out their stuff. Cool. So it's going to be fun because we're going to see some new things too.
And just a reminder, if you do see us, come up and say hi and introduce yourself.
It'll be too late.
Oh yeah.
If you did come and say hi,
thanks.
And when we stopped at Knit Stitch again on our way to Adrian's. Because she is starting a knit along of the 2 color socks by Joji Locatelli, which I love and have been wanting to knit. And so I wanted to get Suzanne's yarn to do the knit along with her, even remotely. So this is Yarnbird Studio, and this is just she's doing up kits for it. So there's 2, like 1 for each sock, so I don't even have to split them and wind them separately, which is, thank you, Suzanne. You've already weighed them and got them all ready for me. Yay! So this is kind of like a darker periwinkle blue. And then this is a very pale celery green.
Reminds me of jeans. Like it's a beautiful color.
It is. So I think these are going to look really good.
It's going to look awesome.
Yeah. So let me just see if you can. There.
There you go. That's nice. Yeah, that's about it.
And it's kind of got some tones. Like it's a tonal. Beautiful.
Very pretty.
And again, like hers are one of a kind. I just love it. So I'm going to be kicking that off today because she's kicking it off today.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. There you go.
I have to wind them.
I did not buy yarn because I'm trying to save money to go to Scotland.
Well, you have yarn
fun.
on order with her, but it
I
hadn't
do.
come in.
It hadn't come in, so
The
I
coast.
have to. Yeah, the coast. But I fell in love with this. It's like
It's a macaron.
macaroon. I have to take the
macaron.
macaron.
Which, if you've never had one, they're like a meringue cookie with like a creamy filling. They're Parisienne. I've had them in actual Paris,
How could you go wrong with them?
and they're delicious.
It's so cute.
That is cute.
So yeah, impulse buy. I don't
Knit Stitch
impulse
in
buy
London.
at the grocery store.
I know some other yarn shops are showing them, but we got ours at Knit Stitch in London.
Yes, we did.
They're a new one out. I'm taking this. Good for you. I can't stand stickers on things.
You know what? It was
Especially
in my
price
purse.
stickers. I always
it was
want
in
to
my
remove
purse, and I've never. I hate when you go to remove them and they have
They don't
like
come off. They
they
leave
leave
goo.
goo. So this didn't. No goo left here. There is no goo here. So yes. So
Nice.
it looks more like a cookie now because there's no stickers.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So that's it for whips, because I also have my 2 second socks to finish.
Yeah.
So my other, I guess this is my other whip, is my other sock, because I showed it before when I finished the first one. This was the first one.
Yeah.
So this is the Hedgehog Waikiki. It was a sock club.
That yellow reminds me of a highlighter.
It's
not even remotely.
It's not even close. It's bright.
Like, you know the yellow highlighter? It's like
It's highlighter yellow.
It's
It glows.
that color. It's amazing.
You kind of see a bit there that it's picking up.
Yeah.
It's going brighter, but yeah, I love it. So again, just a shorty sock. I did the cuff. I started the heel further down on this one,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to go higher up now from now on my ankle socks.
Awesome.
Unless it's got like a bigger heel.
Learning as we go.
Make it up as you go. Those are all my whips.
Well, that's awesome.
And I'm starting my 2-color socks by Hohi. And we've mentioned that we're going to be both doing the Espace Tricot European road trip shop.
Yes. You can't start that yet.
No, I can't.
You have to start it
We're
when you go.
We're doing it on our vacations this summer.
Yeah.
So that's well, we'll quickly talk about this. She showed this before, and then she wanted a darker gray, so
Yeah.
I ordered the darker gray and we traded, and we're going to be using, this is the yarn that's called for. It's Jade Sapphire Sylph.
Mm-hmm. Yours is called Wisp and mine is called Breeze.
Yeah, both grays, but mine's quite light, and it's 58% cashmere and 42% linen.
That's good.
And it's going to be just divine. Yeah. So this is going to be, for both of us, our holiday road trip knits. Yours is more of an air trip and a bit of a road trip.
Right.
Well, I guess mine has a bit of air too.
This is true.
So, I'm going to get that out of the way. Timing-wise, I don't know if we'll squeeze in another episode before my summer holidays start.
Right.
But we will definitely do one between,
Before I go.
like when I get back. We'll see. I mean, maybe we'll have time to do, or we could do a knit with us. Because we're not going to have a lot of FOs.
No, but we could do a knit with us.
We could do a knit with us. So maybe, and those are a little quicker and easier.
Yep.
So maybe we'll try and squeeze in a knit with us video before that. But yeah, it's.
Are we going to do one before the end? We'll do one before the end of July.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So mid-July,
come
between
back.
our vacations, we'll have 2 weeks to do it.
Darn those people taking vacations.
And we'll have hopefully some finished stuff. And where I'm going, it's a bit of a all over the place, because we'll be going to Winnipeg, where I want to go to Wolseley Wool, because I've never been there. So we only have a couple days. We'll have a couple days in Winnipeg, and I have a trip planned to Wolseley Wool, and I know they have a lot of mows.
There you go.
And and other things. And then we'll be in Brandon, visiting Ryan's family for a few days. Then we're driving north to the pod, visit my family for a few days, stopping in Dauphin, Manitoba, to visit friends overnight on our way back to Winnipeg, where we'll probably stay for another night or two, and then we are driving back to Sarnia. So
nice.
Lots of road trip time to knit. I don't know. It's a long drive back, and we've you can do it in 2 days, but you pretty much drive all day, like literally,
that's
and
hard.
then sleep. So I think we're gonna break it into 3,
Okay.
like two sleeps on the way back.
It sounds like a little kid.
2 sleeps. I just don't know how much time. Like there are yarn shops along the way, and there's the one in where I've been before in Wisconsin. I don't know if I'll stop at many. I'll be looking to see where they are.
You have to convince the boys.
Well, so the thing is, he will probably let me stop because we are going to have to stop a few times. It just depends how close they are, like off the interstates, right? Yeah. And how much time it'll eat up. But it's just that I have a hard time being quick. When I go, I can't just run in and like 5 minutes and grab something. And I like
what
to.
What you need to do is make sure there's a restaurant and they can
go get a snack
and you
gas
get,
up
and
the
they
car.
can take yours.
I know.
Yours
I'll have to
go.
plan it for when we need gas and bathroom and snacks. But because it's, especially if it's a place I haven't been, you want to check it out and see everything they have.
Oh, totally get it.
So I have no idea. I just know for sure Wolseley Wool. I don't know if there's a yarn shop in Brandon. Mm-hmm. There is a craft and hobby shop in my hometown in the Paw, and I will be going there.
Nice.
And I'm also trying to organize kind of like a knitting get together with my friend Shirley.
Oh yeah.
And there's a couple other knitters up there who watch. Janet, Penny, hi, and talk to Shirley because we're trying to organize a knit together.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah,
that'll be fun. Some pictures.
Yeah,
take some pictures.
Oh,
Take a picture
will.
of you and Shirley.
Yeah, for
Hi,
sure.
Shirley.
Oh, so yeah, Kawartha. We'll be doing that right around now. So what we'll do is I don't know if we'll do some little video snippets. We may do that and stick them in.
Mm-hmm.
But certainly, yeah, we could do a few.
Yeah.
And put them in. And then a few photos and we can chat about that. I'll just say that we're back and
Okay.
okay.
We're back and we've changed and our hair's done and
yeah. Okay. Hi, welcome back. We're back with, as we said we would, a little bit of info about our visit to the Kawartha Yarn and Fiber Festival.
That's a mouthful, eh?
It is.
It is.
And I get mixed up because it's in Kawartha Lakes, which is an area.
Yes.
And then it was actually in the town of Fenelon Falls,
which is part of the
Kawartha Lakes district.
Okay.
So it was their first year. It was fantastic. They had over 1,000 people.
Do you know what's funny? Is I didn't realize it until I got there that a girlfriend of mine from Cabin Fever, Lynn Gemmel, actually organized it. Good job. Yay, good
Thanks,
job.
Lynn.
Thanks, Lynn. That was awesome.
Yeah, over 1,000 visitors,
It
which
was,
is fantastic for a first year in a
And
kind of
it's
more
small.
remote, small area. So a lot of people, they actually follow them on Instagram and on Facebook because they put up a map and people put dots of where they're from.
They also put up a lot of teasers.
Yeah, they did great advertising.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what they do on the off-season type of thing.
Next year, they've already got a date planned. It is June, it's right around the same weekend, June 8th or 9th. So there's another Facebook event for that.
She's also helping organize the berry one.
Yes, we'll talk about that at the end.
All right,
Okay,
we'll talk about that, yeah.
So we went to, we both stayed overnight in different places. So we drove together, but I dropped Lisa off in Mississauga to stay with her mom because her mom was also coming the next day.
And
Then
she just kind of dropped me off at the side of the highway.
And then Jack and I went on, we actually decided to go to Toronto just for a few hours, like into sort of downtown to visit a friend of mine who I haven't seen in a few years. And we only had a few hours, but he took us to the Distillery Historic District, or Historic Site, I think it's called. The actual, where the market is.
Yeah.
So the Distillery District, which is the old distillery district in Toronto. So we went to the Distillery District and just wandered around, and it is all these old brick buildings.
Yeah, I'm just kind of chuckling because we went about 3 weeks before.
Oh, you were there,
right? Because Hubbykins and I went and spent some time together. So yeah,
and it's all been redone. Like the whole area is being sort of renewed and refreshed, and
repurposed too.
Yeah,
like it's nothing. There's nothing like it was years ago. It's amazing.
Yeah, and it's been, it's just totally been restyled, and so there are all these old buildings, and it's like a little maze because you go down alleyways between two buildings, and then there's another lane. It's pedestrian only.
Now,
And
when you were there, were the vendors there?
it's all shops, but there were no outside vendors.
Okay, because when we were there on the weekends, they have outside vendors
as well as the shops
running most of those.
Like a big marketplace.
Yeah, it's really nice.
So in all these buildings, there are stores and art galleries, and there's some schools, and there's different organizations in there, and they're all like, independent.
A lot of artisans too.
There's a Fluvog, so we did go into Fluvog shoes, and oh my gosh, there's one wall at the back that's all mirror. And I thought, oh, there's a whole bunch more to the store. I almost walked into the mirror. I caught myself just because I saw myself after I moved over that way. Thank goodness. Clang, walk into a mirror. And I happened to just stumble upon a little knit shop called Millicent V Knits.
Mm-hmm.
We went in there. Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all finished knitwear. So there's no yarn for sale, but it is all finished knitwear and accessories. And she's got some really nice stuff. And I did pick up a little... So it's a charm pin. You can see the charms hanging off of it. There's a little owlie and a little bead. Okay. And I don't know if you've seen, I know Espastrico has shown, this is a new thing, like this knitting jewelry. Yep. So people have necklaces where you can put like stitch markers on it and just wear it. And they're really nice. And they're all like the...
I like that idea better.
Shaped metal. Well, this is a pin, so I could hang it on a chain from this little loop. Right? I could. I mean, you
could,
I
but
could.
My only concern is that little end with it. That would
I'd have to put
make
like
you
one
crazy.
of those little earring things on it. But it can be I'm like, I can use it as a shawl pin, and a little stitch marker holder too. So this doesn't have a stitch marker ring on it, but I could put one on there.
I was gonna say, I know really someone who could do that for you.
So that was really fun, and we also had an amazing ice cream cone there, like real cream ice cream. It was so incredible. And then Saturday we met you at the Kawartha Yarn and Fiber Festival.
We did. We met just before you went into class.
Yeah. Did I see you before my class?
No,
I didn't see you.
I interrupted.
Doors opened at 10, and it was a little slow on the going in, like the intake. Even if you had advanced tickets, it was one lineup. It was just a little slow there. So it was probably about 15 minutes before I got in. And then I just did a quick look around through everything before my class. And I had a class from 11 to 1:30. Okay. So at first there wasn't a lot of detail about what all was covered in the class. And it was called Knitting with Hand Paint Yarn. And it's by Kitty Bryan. She's a designer. Years of experience. And so I thought, I was just hoping for some tips on, like, what do you do when your colors starts to pool, or like just different, or how can you tell, by looking at a yarn what it's going to do. Let me tell you, this course blew my mind. So it's actually...
I'm laughing, and I don't mean to laugh, but I had the original mind blown. She was like, you should have seen all the stuff we learned.
It was incredible. It's all based on Gestalt theory, which is actually a psychological approach, but it's about how our brain wants to put things together into something recognizable. So you know how there's all those optical illusion little tricks you can look at. So it's that approach to working with color in yarn. So it's just all kinds of things about how to different types of stitches, like how yarn will look different in garter versus stockinette, and ways to get your eye to rest on something, whereas random color and stocking stitch can just look, she said, like mud, or you can do different stitches to get your eye to be drawn to something in that, and it's all about the color. So she talked about, she does all kinds of swatches. She'll do multiple swatches, but not for gauge.
No, for color.
It's for stitch and for color work, and just she'll do garter, stocking, and different stitch patterns, texture patterns. To see what her color will do.
She probably does check her gauge though.
Oh yeah, well for knitting, right? But this class was about color, and it was really neat because she had tons of samples and examples, and like I'm talking major experience. So it was just fascinating, and definitely worth it. She said they've already asked her to come back next year. I don't know if it'll be the same course. If it's the same course, I really recommend it.
There's going to be a run on it.
I don't know any of her other courses. I'm sure they're good, but I mean, this was a fantastic course. So for me, I tend to not like when color pools, or like, she talked about if it's a short run, how to get your color to bunch in like different textured stitches. Whereas I like more monochromatic. I don't like stripes, that kind of thing. but it was still good to know how to do that if you want to, or how not to do that. So fascinating. We got a whole bunch of handouts, like, I don't know.
The whole whack of them.
Yeah, probably 15 pages. So it was excellent.
Awesome.
And then we got to look around the market.
Yes, we did.
You want to talk about that? Because I'm dry.
I know. Do you have water there?
I'm okay.
There was tons of stuff. We got to meet two from the All Dyed Up.
We met Edith and Diane.
Hi, ladies.
They're sisters, All Dyed Up Fiber, and they have a podcast.
Yes, so check that
They
out.
had a huge booth.
They did.
Like a great
They had
big
tons of
corner
stuff.
booth. And they had so much yarn.
Yes, they were
Beautiful.
They were wonderful. Really nice.
They do a lot of shows. But I think they're going to be putting now a bunch of yarn up on their website.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I went there with kind of an intent to not just buy random things, but I had a few sweaters in mind.
Okay, yeah.
Thinking, I kind of wrote down for my size, how much yardage would I need. Just thinking, okay, if I really saw something and it was available in the sweater quantity, then I would do that. So I just didn't have shopping mojo. And when I came out of my class, being in a gymnasium and a hot day, it just felt very still and heavy in there.
Yep.
And I hadn't eaten.
There's
And my brain...
no ventilation.
No, and I just felt like I couldn't think, and I felt foggy, and I just wasn't in the mood to shop. But I did a lot of looking, and I did buy a few things. You got a few things.
I only got one.
One thing?
I only got one thing. It's a good thing. It's a very cool, very good thing.
Show it.
I was very much like you. I just want to go check it out.
Yeah.
I don't. I have so much yarn right now that I want to get through that I don't really want to purchase anything new. There was tons of tempting things there, though.
It was beautiful. Yeah.
It was, and a lot of good ideas, and it was fun.
And you bought?
And I bought a bag. It was so cute. And it's so not me. Okay, ready?
Look at the cute retro camper fiber.
I left the tag on it.
Fabric.
Yeah.
You left the tag on?
Yeah.
So it's Van Dyke Designs. This is, and it's a canvas, like a duck, like a cotton duck.
Yeah. It's really...
Not a heavy canvas.
Yeah.
But that's awesome. And
It's so cute.
Bottom.
Round bottom. And there's pockets along the outsides. So it's kind of, it's nice for...
You can tuck your phone in there.
Yeah.
Out and about. This is a good size bag.
It's got a sweater in it.
Awesome.
I just, you know what? I don't know why, but it just, I loved it. It was so nice. Drawstring top, only on the one side. So yeah.
And you could fold it down.
Fold it down.
And make it, like, knit out of it like a bucket.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
It's
and
really nice.
this drawstring, you could kind of tuck it. You can kind of tuck it down a bit too.
Yep.
Right? If your bag isn't as full. So very versatile.
I love it.
Nice.
It's awesome. And it's cute. Like everything coordinates. And this I think is a little bit retro to go with the...
Because look at the orange on some of the campers.
Yeah, so she did a great job. It's really cute. It's
she
really
had
nice.
beautiful bags.
She did.
She had some beautiful, almost like felt like a silk, like embroidered fabric.
Yeah.
Your mom bought.
My mom bought two of them. Yeah,
very.
And
nice.
she had some big totes. I like the one with the big anchor on it. The white one. It was white though, and I don't do well with white.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all I got. But there was tons of stuff. We did have a good time trying those ears on.
So somebody had made, it was a booth that had a lot of fiber, and they made like a headband with little
ears and a tuft of alpaca hair or sheep.
What do you call that? With the wool? Needle felting. They needle felted little ears on the headband, and then some of them had the little curls on top in the middle.
It was so cute, like right here, and it matched my hair.
I'll put the picture in, but first we have to explain the taking of the picture. So Lisa had these things on, and I said, "Oh, go put them on. I'll take a picture." So she's standing in the booth.
And then she says to me,
"Pose like a bunny.
Jump like a bunny. Jump
No,
like a
I said, "Pose like a bunny." And she goes,
"It's a sheep."
No. You said, "It's a sheep." I just howled.
It's a sheep.
Oh yeah. Well, you don't see a lot of sheep ears. You see bunny ears.
It was so funny.
Pose like a bunny.
But you know what? You couldn't help it there.
And then you also made a very good alpaca impression.
I did.
I'll put that picture in here too.
Yeah. I tried to stick my teeth out, but it didn't work so well. Yeah, it's
that was fun.
It was a good time. It was. And then we had ice cream. We had 4th of Dairy ice cream.
Wait, before that, I'm not done.
Sorry.
I didn't talk about my stuff.
I'm just all excited about the ice cream.
Okay, she's already left the show. This is my non-yarny purchase. This mug.
That does look like you in the
Oh
morning.
my, this is not like you in the morning. This is so cute. And it's my kind of, blue tones. This little sheep. This was by Raven Art Muskoka. This is the card. It's kind of hard to read. You can see it at the bottom there. Raven Art Muskoka. And Diane is the owner. Super cute mug. I like the little detail on the handle. Right? Something different. Here's my sheepy mug. I had coffee this morning in my new sheepy mug.
It's pretty darn cute. I just wanted to say the name of the company that did
the ears.
That's what I wanted to look up, was Fibercraft.
Fibercraft.
And her daughter had a pair on that were gray with black hair. They were so cute. They were just adorable. I think I might have had to get the gray ones if I, because gray.
If you bought a pair of ears.
Yeah. But could you see me drive around with the ears?
That would be funny.
So yeah.
Say, look, there's a rabbit, because they won't be thinking it's going to be sheep ears.
And then I can yell out,
it's not
it's
just
a sheep.
I had Jack with me, and he loves greens, and so I did get this sock blank from Adrian, Old Oak Yarns.
That's pretty.
She put a picture. Did she just send it to us?
Yes.
Okay, she sent us a picture of some of her new stuff before the show, and I saw it, and it's a lot. It's actually even a little brighter.
It's way greener than I thought in the picture. Yeah. It's nice, like a limier.
I get the green. No, it's very
you can't. Yeah.
It looks like a really nice grass green, but it's a lot more
acidy.
I love it. Got that from Adrian, and then on the same green theme, we picked up this.
A couple of tables down from Adrian.
Yeah, this is Loving Path Yarn, and she's in London, and it's the first time I've met her, and first of her yarn I bought, and this is a worsted, so this will be
that'd be a nice hat.
Yeah, the other stuff will either be a hat or a neck tube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he loves that alpaca neck tube that I made him, but it's double thick.
It's heavy.
It's so heavy, and he was wearing it like it'd be like in the
I know
plus temperatures, and he was wearing it. So got those, and then I stopped at Shirley Bryan Yarn. So Shirley Bryan Yarn, she is well known for her gradient and ombre cakes that are cotton, for like 4-strand cotton that change color.
Do you have some help?
Yep, I've shown this before on the podcast. I'm just showing it again because I'm talking about her. So this is one of her cakes, right? And there's a free pattern you get with it, the Mariner Shawl, that works very well because when the color changes, you just change to the next section of the pattern. So there's some texture and some lace at the bottom. Okay, and I think there's 2 different patterns she offers, and she also has some sort of cake and a half, like they're a little bit bigger. These are gorgeous, and they have always been hot.
They're
commodities.
beautiful.
Like at the shows, people are swarming her booth because she'll only have so many of the colors there, and you can also buy them online. I follow her on Instagram, and she recently has gone into hand dyeing. Not these, but just regular yarn. So she had a beautiful display, and I've been watching all the pictures she's been posting. And so this caught my eye just right towards the end of the day. There's her label, Shirley Bryan Yarn. And it's just so happy and colorful. And it is called, the colorway is South 5 Feels Fine. So her mom was at the booth. So Shirley Bryan Yarn is owned by Becky. It's named after her grandmother, who was Shirley, and her late father, who was Brian. But her mom is also very much a part of the business. So her mom actually named this, and it has to do with when she was in college, and her dorm or residence, I think, was South 5. And she kind of told me a little story. It was really sweet. So her mom helps her with the business, and I have it down. Her mom is Peggy. So it was really nice to meet you both, if you're watching. And beautiful yarn, and I think she's gonna continue to do really well with her yarn business with the hand dye as well. What else? Oh, there was one more. Okay, so this booth was
Aberdeen yarn.
Aberdeen's wool.
Gypsy.
And it's called Tangled Gypsies. Okay, these are big skeins, like they're 450 yards. So this was perfect for me because I always find a 1-skein shawl just a little too small.
Okay.
But 2 can be sometimes too big.
And then you have a half skein.
So then I have a half skein, which is fine. There's lots of things you can use it for, but she had a wall. Like,
and she did. It was a wall, and it was something you had to behold.
It was almost
pretty
dizzying. There was so much and so many colors, and they were all reskeined, so it's kind of hard to see how it's been. Yeah, they've been reskeined, so it redistributes all the colors, so you don't see where it's been dyed or how big the runs are, but they're all very short color runs. And I'm just going to see, there's one spot in here where, yeah, like in here, you can see all these colors. There's like a,
it's I like the blue. That's
I love that blue. It's like a smoky teal, and there's mauve,
gray,
yeah, black. There's
orange,
everything,
brown.
but it's on this almost a pinky cream background.
It's nice. It's very pretty.
So I had to get one of these. I don't know. It's going to be a shawl, of course, because it's big enough for one. There's no colorway name, but there were so many to choose from. It was amazing.
Now she owns a store in Lindsay.
We need to go there. Is that far? I don't know where Lindsay is.
We were almost in Lindsay.
We were?
Yeah, in Cortland.
Up in that area?
Yeah.
Maybe next year. Well, mind you, she was there. But it'd be neat. It'd be neat to check out the store.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy with those. And I think that was all my yarn purchases.
I know I didn't.
We bumped into Tiffany. Knitting at Tiffany's podcast. She gave us a button. She does a podcast with Erin. So it's Knitting at Tiffany's with added bling. So Erin is of Bling Your String.
Yeah.
Erin also recently started her own just little podcast.
That one's kind of cute.
Yeah, about her own, and she features her own yarn and bags.
And Erin is my hero. I always have to say thank you because she gets me the cute jingle bells.
The jingle bells stitch
The
markers.
jingle bells to keep my knitting
progress
safe.
keepers.
Yeah.
So Tiffany gave us this button, and also we had a little conversation about how I think it was after Kitchener last year.
Oh,
and I was talking about Erin and their podcast, and I mentioned she was Dragon Strings yarn. She's not. I had seen her at Kitchener around the Dragon Strings booth.
Yeah.
She was on roller skates, wasn't she?
I don't think
Was she the
Tiffany
one in
was.
the Wonder
I think
Woman?
she is Dragon Horde yarn. The
No.
Dragon Strings.
Oh, she was on.
She is on roller skates.
Okay.
She was on roller skates, and she has.
It was
she
a little...
wear the Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you sure it wasn't Tiffany? Because she's a Wonder Woman fanatic. She's like DC all the way.
Okay, well this time around, she was wearing the Wonder Woman T-shirt.
Oh.
The dyer.
Okay.
The other dyer, not Tiffany.
The other dyer is Annika.
Yes, Annika.
So my apologies to Annika, and my apologies to Tiffany, although she was quite flattered.
They're both pretty talented.
And I did actually go. Oh, that was one other thing. I did go to Dragon Strings, and they both have long dark hair. And Kitchener was a little crazy and whatever. I was newer then, but I picked up another skein, and you could just you can catch the little bit of the shimmer in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is just a natural color with some shimmer, and I bought 2 of these previously, and I don't want to use them because I only had 2, and they're so gorgeous because the stellina in this is tiny.
It's very fine.
It's very fine.
It's beautiful.
It's actually shimmer.
Shimmer
Is the phoenix beak is the base, and it's the shimmer. So, and it says one of a kind. Grab it quick. So I'm gonna do that. So, anyways, I did pick up another one so that now I have no qualms about using one of them for my color work mitts.
Very cool.
But I love it. It's just, and it doesn't. I have bought yarn with stellina, or some of them use like lurex and other things, and some of them are the metallic thread is
itchy,
and it's crunchy, like it's almost too big. Looks beautiful, but when you wear it, you can kind of feel it. You would never know there was stellina in this to touch it. It's beautiful.
That is nice.
Yeah.
Very
so
cool.
Even for socks, this would be amazing. So that's our show. Did we have anything else to say? We went for dinner and ice cream.
Ice cream was yummy. It was 4th of dairy.
That was fun.
Yeah.
It was a good day.
It was a good day. I was tired when I got home though. Ooh, I was exhausted.
They're changing the venue next year. Where did she say?
The arena.
The arena. Oh, one other thing. Your friend Lynn, that's Cabin Fever Knits?
Yep. And Shellridge Farms.
Okay. Oh, both?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know they were the same.
They're not the same. They're 2 different companies.
She's involved in both?
I think she does Shellridge Farms, and her sister do Cabin Knits.
Okay. Well, Cabin Fever Knits is the patterns. Do they have yarn too?
Yep.
Okay. We're going to pop in a picture of Lisa with her favorite pattern book in the whole world.
My favorite. It's the cutest one.
We'll put it here.
Ever.
That's Lisa's daughter. So that's when she was a baby. And did you work with her?
You know what? It was the girl at the local yarn store knew her, and they were looking for
models.
babies, and I had one.
Yeah, so that's Lisa's daughter on the cover on the cover of the Rolling Stone. Not quite, but so that was really fun. And then just one other thing. So that's the end of Kawartha Lakes. Oh, and we will mention the next festival is in August. In our neck of the woods is the Fiber Spirit, and that's going to be in Barrie, August 25th, 10 to 4:30. I don't know if I'll make it to that one. You won't make it.
I probably won't because I'm just coming home.
Yeah. It's at the Barrie Curling Club. I think it's going to be a good one.
Ooh, that wouldn't be a bad one. It might be cool in there.
Yeah. Get the ice in. $6 admission, cash only. They have these postcards which are for $1 off. And I know Kawartha Yarn and Fiber Festival had advanced tickets online for a discount. So check it out if you're planning on going.
Another thing,
just in case.
We've said that $6 admission. It might be easier for the people at the door if you just brought correct change.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because that was a lot of the holdup at Kawartha. It's just,
yep.
There was only 2 people giving change out.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And they can always use small change.
And, of course, we've all been to the debit machine, so we have 20s.
Save your 20s for the yarn and bring a couple toonies.
Take through the console in the car.
For the door.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're not planning to go to that one right now. So
no.
We'll wait a bit for September for Kitchener. It was a good day. We saw Adrian. We saw Louise.
Louise had a great time doing her class.
Cheryl was there.
Cheryl was there.
My Needle Crafts.
Yeah, I missed Trace.
I saw Tracy.
Yeah, I didn't. Sorry, Tracy. Hi.
One other person came up and said she watches our podcast, and I got chatting with her. Her name's Karen, and we took a picture with her. We'll put it here. And Lisa went to take the picture. Great, mad photography skills.
Crazy me. I had just taken a selfie or something, and I pushed it on, and the 2 of them were looking, and they're smiling so perfectly. I'm like, oh, look, it's me. Because I had to switch it around. The 2 of them are laughing their heads off.
We had a good time. So that's Karen. Karen's from Orangeville. Mm-hmm. And I said, oh, you must go to Camille Valley Farms.
I know,
And she said, all the time.
Oh, lucky girl.
Yes. So, hey, thanks for coming up and saying hi, Karen.
Thank you.
And, and there were a few other people, too, that said they watched. And that's really nice. So, thanks. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for sticking around for this little extra bit about our yarn show adventures. And we will see you again soon.
All right. Happy knitting. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Take time to make something.
Look what I did.